is for me, that's a West Coast thing. Said Daniel is my name, that's a stand as a man with the plan.
Now watch me move, break, hit him with the bass. Watch them all shake, catch a booty to the face like.
Welcome. So you were just telling a story about that music video, eh?
Yes, I was. Hello, everybody.
Welcome back. This is Street Talk with the Swift Gang. You are tuned into episode 28 with Sir Daniel of Del Sol Records. He's graced us with this awesome dad hat. He's got a fly little hat on himself, and he's got a cool shirt over there. He sells the product. We'll talk about where you can get all that product a little bit later. But why don't you tell us about the video? What did you say about that car that was just playing?
So the car is a 1972 Plymouth Duster. Again, 1972. We're in, 2018 now? Mm-hmm. So my brother from Vision's smoke shop in Santa Barbara, he let me borrow the car. He brought it down, got here safely. I don't know, I think people try to, get me to pay for their parts, and make me fix their things. Hey. So on the way driving it back up, I had it for about 2 weeks, so I took good care of it. I filled it up to the top every time. But I'm driving up to LA, and all of a sudden, I'm driving like 55, and the wheel jerks to the left. I got big semis, I'm almost getting to LA. And it scared the living bejesus out of me. I had to pull over real quick, give my brother a phone call. Hey, man, I'm not making it. I gotta pull over to this mechanic shop real quick, get some service done. And sure enough, within an hour or so, I was back on the road. Got driving smoothly this time. How it should, how it looks in the music. How it looks in the music video. But it was nice. It was nice to have it for about 2 weeks. I was studying in San Diego, so it was cool to be mobbing around. Dancing around, Sir Daniel.
Right. You said your brother is in Santa Barbara. Are you from San Diego? So tell us how.
Yeah, I'm born in the Los Angeles, Torrance area, and then we moved down to San Diego, and I've been here ever since. I love it. It's beautiful down here. My brother moved up there. He opened up the smoke shop up there, Vision Smoke Shop. Shout out.
You have the smoke shop open down here, right?
Yeah, so we're on West Coast Live. We got over 10 shops. We smoke the competition. We're the largest retailer right here in California. My location right here is at San Diego State University on El Cajon Boulevard, so come check me out, 5807 El Cajon Boulevard. We out here, yeah.
Yay, Vision Smoke Shop in the building. Shout out to Vision Smoke Shop, San Diego State University.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you said you moved out here with your family. How many people are in your family?
So
your immediate family.
My immediate family. I'm the youngest. I'm the baby in the family. I'm the mama's boy.
Okay.
Then we got my sister.
Self-declared.
Self-declared. I let it know, and I love my mama. And my mama loves me too. Everybody does. And then I got my sister Michelle, and then my oldest brother Luis, from whom I look up to the most.
He's the one who had the car.
He's the one that had the car. Yeah.
How did you get involved with Vision Smoke Shop?
Good question. So, growing up, I was in Southwest Little League Baseball. Hey, shout out, we out here. Southwest Little League Baseball. I met the homie Truquis and Alex and Chris, the whole Medina family, Vision Smoke Shop. And we were traveling baseball teams. We were in the Little League Series and all this good stuff. And they would hook me up, so I would go around mowing lawns and stuff. That's how I acquired everything that I have, like all my instruments and everything. I'd round up the homies. I'm like, all right, dude, you're going to do the edges. I'm going to go over and do this. You're going to collect the money. You're the biggest one, the oldest one. Everybody knows me as Little Danny. I'm Little Danny. So, man, come work with us. I'll have you, lighting up pipes right here. We'll get you situated. And along the years, they've always been there to help me. To have a job, so I appreciate everything that they've done for me.
Very cool. So how did you start your work in music? Have you been doing music for a while? Did it just get started?
Yes, another good question. I started off like classical. Berry, shout out again to the Berry. I started in elementary school, moved up to middle school, did the whole garage band thing. Meaning I gave up the saxophone as Simpsons would say. And then I hit the garage band scene. I was playing guitar and lead vocals. And then in college is when I hooked up with Lalo, and we were playing he was playing in a deathcore metal group, I was playing in another deathcore metal group. And then we linked up together and we started playing indie music. We did very well, playing the House of Blues and all that stuff, so we're just trying to get back right where we left off. And after that that's when we got to, after that progression, that's when we got to Sir Daniel. The whole time, though, I've been producing beats. Again, I acquired all these instruments over the time, so all I had was a laptop, all these instruments. Started producing my style that I call hip-tro. So it's a mix of like hip-hop and electronic music, again, because I'm using synthesizers. I got the drum machine, and then I got the live instruments. I'm what you can say the modern day Prince. You know, I play on my music, I produce on my tracks. It's all me, all me.
All right, the modern day Prince. What was your first instrument?
I want to say the saxophone. See, naturally, that's the Freudian slip.
Right.
See, you know, saxophone.
Saxophone.
Alto sax. Yeah.
How many instruments can you play?
There's not enough fingers to hold in on my body. That's what I'm gonna say.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you play any professionally? I mean, I know you're in bands and stuff. Did you ever, growing up, do like concerts or?
Correct. Great question. So yeah, I did do the classical work all throughout elementary school to middle school. I was in concert band. So the funny thing is, okay, again, in elementary school, I was already playing in San Diego State University performing concert bands. I got all my little badges and shit. Maybe later on, you know, I'll put my little badges on my little jackets and stuff just to start representing, you know, how deep the music is with Sir Daniel.
And you graduated from San Diego
And I was
State.
blessed enough
Full
to make it
circle.
all the way out. You know, I think they put it in my head when I was a little kid. So when I saw that campus, I was like, this is where I'm going. This is where I want to be. This is my life right here. I know what I want, and I'm going to chase after it.
Is your saxophone your favorite instrument?
It is one of my most sensual favorite instruments, yes, for sure.
Get your Bill Clinton on.
Oh yeah. Oops. We know about Bill Clinton. Oh, we know about Bill Clinton.
Hey, wasn't the only one playing saxophone. Hey. All right. Now, the first band you were a part of, how old were you?
Good question. Oh man, that first band was a nice trio group that we did. I was about 17. No, it had to be before that. Maybe like 14, 15. 14, 15, I think was my first like little trio group. I played guitar and lead vocals. We did a lot of Nirvana cover. That's hands down Nirvana. Is what I grew up on, watching Unplugged in front, learning all the chords right there in front of them. That's how I spent my first guitar experiences in a group.
And you've been in how many different bands and groups?
Oh shit, man. Can I say profanity like that?
You
I'm
can
sorry.
say
Okay, I
profanity,
don't want to
it's
offend nobody out here.
No,
I've been like, I want to say at least like 6, 7 groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 groups. And some of them were the same genre, right? But some of them you said it was like grunge and then indie. And how did that develop your shifting in music genres?
You know what? I think it's my my deep desire for music and just attaining every single aspect of a genre and diving deeply into it. Like my mornings, I mean, if you ask me, my mornings start off with jazz. Then I kick it off to a little bit of hip hop, and then I might kick it off to some bachata or some samba, you know, just to warm up the body. But I've always just been fully immersed in whatever music is and means to me, and it's just the passion that I carry, the way it makes me feel.
You said your older brother Luis was an influence for you, correct?
Yeah, heavy influence for sure.
How was that?
So my brother was also a classical musician. He grew up playing the flute. Real quickly, my sister passed down the saxophone to me. So I got all the nasty South, you know, all the nasty babas and stuff.
You didn't replace the reeds on it?
I know I had to, but even then, you know,
crusty.
Yeah, it gets crusty. My brother, he grew up, you know, in the band stuff, in the classical music marching band and all that. But it wasn't until he was like in high school, middle school, and I was like in elementary, he would be cruising around his little Honda Accord, nice 100-spoke wheels or whatever, and he would be bumping everything which was like the Devin the Dude, DJ Quick, you know, all the West Coast G-Funk, Nate Dogg, Daz the Dilla, you know, all these guys. To me, I was just fully immersed in like Dr. Dre's beats, like whatever, you know, was slapping at the time. I was too young to understand the lyrics, you know. I had to listen to them again 10 years later and be like, oh damn, like okay, now I know what that is, you know, listen to it and stuff. But heavily, I gotta thank my brother, for exposing me to that whole hip hop scene that was emerging, at the time.
You said that you and Lalo were in two bands. They're indie bands, right? And then you developed into Sir Daniel. How is Lilo a part of Sir Daniel? What position does he play?
Lalo holds. He's like my co-pilot. If I'm falling asleep on the wheel, he's gonna wake me up. He's gonna grab the wheel and the foot pedal of the gas. To take. He's like my Jesus over here.
Does he take the mic every once in a while?
He'll take the mics and I'll make him, but he's my go-to guy. He'll tell me, hey Daddy, don't do that. Okay, Daddy, do that. But Lalo is behind the camera and all the video shoots. Lalo's behind the drums when we're playing live. Lalo's right here at this interview sitting with us, you know what I'm saying? Lalo does all the photographs for us. Editing as well. He does all the editing when I can't. But he's like my second foot, I guess I could, that's definitely what I could say.
When you performed, you performed with a band?
So if the stage is large enough, hell yeah, I'll be performing with my guys. We're a group. We're a group. We've been doing this for as long as, we both can remember.
How many people are in your group? Is it just you and Lalo?
So I got me, Lalo, I got DJ Oso Flaco, he's on the turntables, and then I got my boy Dylan Taylor on the bass.
Okay.
So he adds that extra vibration, that deep bass, so your chest vibrates and all that good stuff.
Nice. And were these how did you meet DJ Oso Flaco and the other gentleman?
Great question. So DJ Oso Flaco is my first friend on planet Earth. We must have came from somewhere else, because I don't know how he puts up with me or I put up with him, but somehow we are this like mutual kind of same person, and we vibe off each other. But yeah, Marcos was the first person I ever met to say like my friend. He lived right across the street from me, so much that I used to have a broken leg and I would crawl across the street just to go hang out with him.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how deep me and Marcus get.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other gentleman who does bass?
Dylan Taylor I met at San Diego State University. I was taking a mutual music class with him, and Lalo's friend actually was friends with Dylan, and I was acquaintance with Lalo's friend. So he introduced us, hey man, he does music, you do music. Was man, it was just natural, so we clicked up. And ever since then, he's been another big mentor, I guess, for me, because he's also deeply into like the jazz, classical music. I mean, you tell him to play something, he'll play it, and find the scaling and everything to it right there on the spot. So, he's another talented individual.
Who have been some of your musical influences?
Heavily, I got to still go back to like DJ Quick and Warren G. Warren G. That smooth kind of like R&B flow, but still delivers like that rap, that style, So I really like that whole Nate, just smooth. You gotta have that smooth time behind your voice, it just resonates with you and it feels real good, But yeah, Dr. Dre, for sure on the beats. Lyrically, I guess that's how I could say it. So lyrically, I would say the Devin the Dude, the Nate Dogg. And then beat-wise, yeah, I love that whole Dr. Dre sense. He just killed it for me. That's just, I'm like, okay, I like this direction.
When you broke off into Sir Daniel, how did that name develop?
So Sir Daniel came real easy for me, because it's just the way my mom used to get me in trouble. She'd be like, Señor Daniel, vente pa acá ahorita este momento. Ahorita te vienes pa acá. No puedes salir. Señor Daniel. So it was just easy for me, like that. When I'm going to bed, I hear my mom yelling at me and stuff, what I'm saying?
Señor Daniel.
Señor Daniel, véngase pa acá ahorita este momento, so it was
I like that.
It was nice.
And do you go by SD for short?
You know what? That's gonna be my new, AKA. I hope it takes over. SD for short. That way,
Well, isn't it though?
It is. It is the.
Isn't it 1904?
Yeah.
Isn't that?
That 19th letter is S, 4 is D. I'm Sir, and that's Daniel.
So basically, you do have an SD album out, right?
I should, take over the SD right here in San Diego. Everybody should just look at it now as Sir Daniel, because I have just infiltrated.
How did you said you could you started doing music when you were younger and you could compose, correct? And you transition composition into production. Did you do that on your own? Did you do that when you went to SDSU? How did you learn how to make that transition?
You know what? That's a great question. Reason being is because it's hard to say how do you go from one genre to one to the other, and what how did you even? It wasn't planned. You know, nothing of all my musical and classical experience, nothing was planned. I just kind of went with it as I wanted, as what was inside demanding of me, you know. So now that I look back at it, you know, like my whole grunge era, that's me like literally on the guitar learning how to play these chord progressions and these power chords and these, you know, octaves and all this good stuff. Then I felt like, okay, I have enough in the guitar world I can produce. How am I gonna put this onto a track? How am I gonna record this now? Boom, high school hits, computer era, Max, boom. I'm in like video editing, I'm doing all this stuff. So now I'm learning, okay, it was just like this whole routine where I went through school and just dedicating myself to the work and where I wanted to how I wanted to craft myself. And then again, that taught me how to now record onto a track. Once I got into like this whole grindcore era, that's when we took it to a whole nother level. We were opening for like international acts coming from Australia and so on and so forth. So we upped the ante as far as like recording and what it really what it boils down to, the quality, you know. And that's why I learned like deeper into the music. Like, okay, I got this style, I know how to do this, and I know how to do this, put this together. Now that I have all this together, I can go to what I really, really want. Being in groups, it's a lot more difficult because you have 3 other people's opinions and schedules that you have to work with. So the whole time, like I said, I was just learning, and I'm learning. And finally, the only way I'm gonna make it or do the things I want is to pay attention to what I'm tuning in. In the beginning, I haven't mentioned yet, but I have mentioned. My brother, you know, take me in the car, bumping all his music. My first CD I ever bought was the Eminem Slim Shady, the LP.
Hey, that's a good one.
So I'm fucking stoked on it.
Yeah.
My dad is not about it. My dad hates my brother because it's hip hop and all this like influence that he felt he gave us at the time. I was a hip hop fanatic from the get go, you know, but because of a traumatic experience that I had, which was I bought this CD, I'm playing in our fucking surround sound system, but at the lowest level, and I'm like, you know, right there, listening. My dad finds out, he comes out the room, comes, fucking, boom, in front of me, breaks the CD. I'm like, man, I done cut like 5 knots for that shit, you know? I'm like, this ain't fair, you know? Pissed, you know, that's where the fire started, like, how come I want to express myself in a lyrical manner of how I feel inside, and I'm being shut down, I'm being oppressed. I felt oppressed by my parents. So from there, it was just trying to please them. I started a nice little band group, went to the grunge. By then I already knew I wasn't gonna please them. I was just so eager to dive into music and to get this out of me, you know, because that's what it is. I'm still just trying to get the music out of me with Sir Daniel. I'm actually getting back to the roots of where I wanted to begin with. But again, that experience it threw me off to learn how to compose, learn how not just be a lyricist, how to be the engineer, how to be the producer, how to be the beat maker, how to be the lyric, you know, like how to sing, how to go falsetto, you know, singing some nice stuff. So I'm very grateful for that route that I took to learn the composer position, the engineer position, the editing position, you know. It's been a nice journey through genres for me to learn everything that came with it.
What has been your biggest challenge as an artist?
Biggest challenge as an artist, I think, is just the whole independent aspect. Like, if that's what you're running, I've ran everything as an independent artist. Like I mentioned, we shoot the videos, we star in the videos, we're behind the cameras, you know, we do everything. So I think that's like the most strenuous part. But when you love something so much, you learn to love the process. And if you can love the process, you know, it becomes easy for you. But I would say that's the most strenuous part, just as far as being an independent artist. I mean, once you get signed to a label, you got other people assigned to do all that stuff, and you focus on your music, which is another good aspect, you know, of being that. But for me, the most difficult thing is staying independent.
Right.
Doing it from the heart and not having anybody tell me, hey, don't do that, don't do this.
You've
Don't
had
grow out your hair. Don't go out to Dallas and shoot in weather, like that. So
you've had a few albums out as an independent artist,
yes,
correct?
Yes.
Your first album was released when?
First album was released in 2014.
What was that one called?
Westcoasting.
Westcoast.
Drink, smoke, and straight West Coast. I said, this is how we're gonna put it. This is how we put Sir Daniel on the map.
How did you do? How was that first independent album?
It did very well. As far as hard copies go, I sold out of everything. I actually played a lot of shows that year with just coming out as a new artist.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to captivate kind of people's interest. Again, I had already established some relationships from past years, so I had the connections with the bars and stuff. So, as far as crowd reactions, the pictures they're out there. You see everybody throwing up the W's.
Mm-hmm.
They got their Sir Daniel hats out there. They have their Del Sol T-shirts and stuff. So, I can say the first album and everything. It's just been amounting to greater and greater success as I would like.
And the name of your albums leading up to your current album, which is 1904, are?
So I have West Coast In, and then I have The Chill Pill.
Okay.
The Chill Pill was one of my endeared projects that I have the gift that I can get behind a computer and create a beat. So I'm just trying to get a little bit more closer into the ear of the mainstream listeners, so that they can be like, hey, that's different. I like that. Who is that? That's my job right now. I want to be able to captivate people. To be like, dude, that's Sir Daniel's completely off the board, but I like it. This can be something. This can be the next big thing.
What do you see for the future of Sir Daniel?
I see a lot of beautiful things upon the horizon. Facebook, Sir Daniel SD. Tumblr, Sir Daniel SD. Bandcamp, Sir Daniel SD. Dapip, Sir Daniel SD. Everywhere.
You
Sir
keep
Daniel.
up with all those social media sites yourself?
I do it all.
Wow.
Independent.
I'm like, that's
It's
like
easy.
20 sites you just named up.
It's easy. You just gotta love it.
When you love it, you love it,
When you love it,
right?
it's nothing.
Right.
Body check, 1, 2, check it, hey. Man, I'm the motherfucking man. Y'all don't even understand. That's a man with the plan. Now watch me move, break, hit him with the bass. Watch them all shake, catch your booty to the face. Like, man, I'm the motherfucking man. Y'all don't even understand. Dance the man with the plan. Like, hand me a gram, pass the gram. Don't soda brand, hit them like bam. I'm in the business of making millions, this shit's ridiculous. My bite is vicious, don't act suspicious, don't get it twisted. I'm inconspicuous, I'm something that you wish you was. Not used to getting cuffed, that's why I left them in the dust. I ain't messing with these lame fools, no. I'm all about the Benjis and the cheese with the flow. I'm all about the people in the very front row who work 99, 7 days in a row. Been saving your dough, been aiming at more, been slaying your hoes, been praying for more. A way to get out and step your game up, your paper weight up. We going straight up. It's like we hopped onto an elevator and watched the numbers grow. But instead of breaking ceilings, we just busting through the door like, hand me a gram, pass the gram.
Tracks, güey. Te voy a demandar la verga, estúpido.
On to another motherfucking dimension, I'm out of here. I close my eyes in better places, imagine I'm on a beach. And someone just said to me, hey Sir Daniel, here's your drink. In a smooth seductive voice, I replied and said, indeed, this exactly what I need. Needs your time to hold my peace, need some space to orbit please. Like a dog I'm off the leash, but if I can see it, I can do it. Touch my faith and grow congruent. Close fit so I never lose, this minimum wage can never stand. Dan's the man with the plan, now watch me move, break, hit him with the bass. Watch your mouth shake, catch your booty to the face. Like, man, I'm the motherfucking man. Y'all don't even understand. Dan's a man with the plan. Like, hand me a gram, pass the gram. Del Soda brand, hit him like bam.
Hey.
Sir Daniel, Go Ham Radio. Thank you guys for so much love out here. Thank you guys for making me feel part of home. Thank you. Miss Fancy Pants, DJ